Good morning.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Morning Math with the Gallaghers. I'm Mrs. Gallagher, and this is
Grant Gallagher.
Grant Gallagher. Today, we're going to show you another math art challenge. And so, again, I get these off of my Twitter account. There's somebody else that I follow that does math art challenges. And so, this one I thought was really cool, and I wanted to show you guys how to do it. So, I'm going to actually teach Grant how to do it right now because Grant has not done this before.
Never.
Okay, so I'm going to switch to the Ziggy cam so you can see what he is drawing. All right. So for this math art challenge, you need either graph paper or dot paper. So we're going to use graph paper today, and then I'll put a link for dot paper if you need dot paper. And we're going to just do it. We're going to make a really small one because I want to be able to finish it, in the video. And so basically what you're going to do is you need to write a bunch of zeros and ones along two sides of a rectangle. It doesn't have to be, we're not going to do the whole paper today. You can make it however big or however small you want to. And we're just going to write zeros and ones along the top and zeros and ones along the side. Now, there's many different ways that you can figure out how you want to do zeros and ones. You can flip a coin. And tails can be, what do you think, ones or zeros?
Oh, my tails will be one because
will be one. Okay, so put a one.
One.
We got to do it right next to a line. So we're not going to do it in the open space. We're actually doing it where the lines are. Okay, so why don't you put a one? Why don't you put it next to this line right here, the second line in?
This one right here.
Yeah, put a one right there.
I just cross.
You can cross that one out. We got tails again.
New York.
And oh, that one's spinning a lot. Oh, a heads. So that's a zero.
That's not a big flip.
That's a tail. That's a one. We're just going to do a 5 by 5 for right now because, that one's heads. I know you can't see it, but it is, I promise. Yeah. So that's a zero. So we're going to do a 5 by 5 just so that we finish it in time. So we're going to do 5 along the top, and then we'll do 5 down the side. Okay, so here's my next coin.
It is a
heads, which was 0. So let's do not the first one, but the second one down, a 0. So by I'm so sorry, kid. We got tails. By skipping the first one, we can create a border. We'll talk more about borders in a little bit. We got a tails again. There's a heads. I thought about 10 coins, but I didn't. So let's do this one again.
Dun dun dun, and it is a heads.
Heads, okay.
I had nothing to do with having it to make sure stepping it with lasers to make sure that it's heads.
Okay.
Nothing. Dun dun dun. All right.
Okay, so by skipping one space, we are able to make a border. Now, you don't have to do a border. I can show you actually in a little bit 2 different ones that I made. One I made with a border and one without. It's kind of nice to have a border. So I'm going to draw your border for you, Grant.
Okay.
It's got to be one bigger than wherever you were. So one further. All right. Here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw lines. And basically, we're just going to draw a line, space, line, space, line, space. If the number is a number 1, you start by drawing a line. So Grant, we're going to draw a line just from here. Just draw over the first line and then stop. So right, good, here? Stop. Yep. Then you're going to skip and draw another line. Skip and draw another line. So when it has a 1 on top, we start by drawing a line, space, line, space, line, space until you get to the end.
That means that this one?
That one's going to be the same, yeah?
That means this one right here goes like this.
Yeah, so when it's a 0 at the top, let's stop for a second so they can see. We start with a space instead. And then line, space, line, space. So it's just a different pattern.
My pencil.
Okay, and then the 0.
And that means it's the same pattern with this. The 0 skips blocking.
So, yeah. So you can do it. You could do it like that. If it helps, you can also turn your paper. Why don't you draw it all the way across so it connects? Okay. And what it happens is it makes this like really cool pattern, and it's a different pattern every time. And let's make sure the lines all connect, kiddo. Awesome. All right, and it just makes like boxes and all kind. Like I don't even know what it's gonna make, right? Like it just makes really cool patterns.
And all right, we did
And
that.
we're on our last one.
Yep.
All right, so that's our pattern. Now this one again was a very small example because I just wanted to show you what how to do it. This one was very quick. So I'll show you a couple other ones that I already made. And so what I did, and so this was, so you can flip a coin, you can just write the numbers ones and zeros. You can have the same pattern going along the side and across the top. So you can pick out a pattern of zeros and ones across the top and then do the same pattern along the side. I honestly don't know what would happen. It'd be pretty cool. But what I did, I found a binary converter and I typed in losal and I typed in math. And I got the computer to write losal and math in binary for me, which is all ones and zeros. And it came up with this really cool pattern. So across the top is losal written in binary. And then along the side is math written in binary. And then this is the pattern that we came up with. When you're all done, if you want to, you can color it like I did. I also did a little bit of shading I saw online that looked pretty cool. And on this one, I did a border. Now, I had already done this, and I decided to redo it because I figured I should color it in the school colors. But I had already done losal math with binary, and I didn't do a border the first time that I did it. And this is what it turned out like. And it's actually a different pattern. So if we look at these two patterns next to each other, they're not the same. And I thought that was really interesting that having a border versus not having a border, it actually gets you a different pattern, even if you use the same numbers.
Just because one line's cut off.
Yeah, because it's one line less or it's one line more, depending on which way you're looking at it.
Yeah. It gives you a completely different pattern.
I know, it's so cool. So I would
just for proof, I did look up all these numbers on there, just to make sure. And then once you search up the numbers, or just do like binary translate, or you just do like search up binary translate. I actually wrote in the numbers. There's a little place. There's a little link that you click on. When you click on it brings you to it, and you can just write in like hi and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm going to put a link to the binary converter that I found online. So if you want to do something,
I went to it just to make sure.
If you want to do your own words, you can write them in binary. I will give you fair warning. Every letter in the binary alphabet is 8 numbers long. So if you want to do a very, very long word, it's going to be a huge picture.
Okay. Rosal is in awards, so I think she just made up random numbers.
But I wanted to show you again where I found this math art challenge. So it's the same profile on Twitter for Annie Perkins. She's been posting math art challenges every day. I've been showing you the ones that I thought were really cool and the ones that I thought I could actually do. And so this is the one where she's showing you, and you can see her, she's doing it very much larger than the one that we did on camera. She's also using coins to figure out the zeros and the ones. And then remember, if you do the math art challenge and you want to share it with me, you can share it and tag me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @MathyNerd. And I'd love to see the pictures that you're making.
If you guys know Scratch, mine is MathyNerd7. If we're telling Scratch.
No, we're not telling our profiles. We're only telling my teacher profile, okay? But now let's go ahead and end this episode. And so we say
bye. What he said. Yeah, what he said. What